Hello. Okay, continuing from last time. Let's see. Way too small. Yay, inking. Ooh, I got another crack in my screen. That's not good. I have 3 cracks in this screen. I need to get a new one. Okay, anyway, let's see. I left off with having a problem with that arm. Anyway, if you're just popping in, this is Keiko's, tutorial video of inking, and if we get lucky, it also have a little bit of coloring in it, which a lot of people have been asking me about. Please be aware that I just recently started like the coloring style that I use, so I'm sure that I'll get better. Just for now, I'm gonna do what I can. I need to make that nose bigger. Nose too small. It's a little nose. Nose needs to be a little bigger. Alright. That's better. Okay. I'm gonna draw out the tail because it'll be easy. Now, as I was explaining in the last video, simple strokes usually will do. You have to do nothing elaborate or anything. So, shoot. I hate when I get lines like that. Ugh. Erase it all. Rotate your canvas to get the right angles. And again, I'm set at 3. Right here at smooth 3. Get it nice and smooth. Alright. For that line, I just kind of used my entire arm to do that. So that's how you get a nice smooth line. Just sketching like this or whatever. That just it'll never give you a good line, ever. Okay. There. No. You. Ugh. There we are. Pretty tail. That arm. I find a way to make it look less broke. Because last time I was like, oh my god, that arm is freaking broken. Let's see what I can do. Oh my god. That was terrible. So, I went to a comics book store today with my friend. And we were gone like most of the time. Just messing around in there. And the reason I was there, excuse me. The reason I was there was because, well, I sold my comic collection. along with, you know, like my manga collections and everything. I kept like certain books, like my Dot Hack series and the new one that came out, Inukami. Kind of regretting it now. My shelf looks so empty, but I needed room for it, and they just sit there. And that's one of the problems I had. I would always collect stuff and pack rat it. Like, you have no idea how many sketchbooks I have that I just need to go through and be like, yeah, I need to throw this thing away. So I went to the comic book store and I sold them. Sold about 49 books for 75 cents each. Man. It's pretty bad. And they were like some collections and stuff. Oh well, at least someone else can enjoy them. But that's where I was today. I can't get that line sometimes. I hate it. People asking me about poses. To tell the truth, I'm gonna be absolutely honest. Most of one of my poses looks like pristine and perfect. It's I've modeled from myself for that picture. No lie. It's really because I can't reference myself like I do with females. But that's one of my little tricks. Now most of you can go back through my gallery. Like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's one of the things to do with helping with poses. One of the other things you can do is just grab a bunch of references from online. As long as you're not tracing it, you have no problems. I mean, yeah, people were like, oh, I've seen that pose before. It's like, well, yeah, I referenced it. Make sure you reference if you use a pose, because somebody will call you out on it. Yeah, getting there. Woohoo. Don't ask me about hands. I struggle really badly with them. Doesn't even need the thumb, actually. The thumb's gonna be like down there. So, okay. Maybe that might work. Make that the thumb. Okay, but I hope you guys are enjoying these little videos. I'm really trying for y'all. I really wouldn't mind like feedback and stuff, whether it be on my site or whatever. But something so I know. No, the thumb's too low. But something, you know, so I can go back on it and tell me what I need to work on with my presentations and stuff, you know. I'll do better in the next video. Because I've never really done anything like this before. I think I'm getting sick. Ugh. I hope not. Nah, the thumb it just don't look right at all. I'm just gonna do what I originally had. That's what I eat for experimenting. No, that's not right. Okay. There we go. There you go. So like in the feedback or wherever you want to provide, but be on my FA page or here, it doesn't matter. You can actually suggest to me, which I would really appreciate, what my tutorials should be about. So there's the basic line art. If you followed what I told you, just watching should help you a lot. No one can really explain to you this is how you line art, because there's many different ways to do it. So just take each video that you see and you learn from, and you should just get better and better and better. I hate this sometimes. There we go. It's too weird-ish. So I pulled away a little bit. No, not twisted. Pull. There we go. That's another thing you can do. The transform. I want to learn to not depend on it as much. But if you need it, use it. It's there. Right. So, we pull away, we pull away. And we hide the sketch layer. And double check our lines. Great, yay! Yep. Okay. So now you got your line art. You can completely hide your sketch layer, because you're probably not going to use it. The next thing you want to do is go to your top layer, and this little guy right here with the paper with the plus, see it says transfer down layer. I'm going to click that. And after you click that, once my computer catches up, I must be having an update or something. There we go. All your layers are merged together. Hit the eye to make sure they are, and put it at the very top. Now, remember how I told you you're not really going to use the selection tool that much? Well, this is where you're going to use it. So, I use my color here for my palette. Or, okay, I'll just copy it again. It's whatever. Okay. So you steal the color, you stay on your line art layer, and use this little guy here. This basically highlights anything inside your line art. Make sure you're on transparency strict, and it's at 0, little 0 right here. Oh. Click like this. Now, it's not going to do the complete job for you. Don't expect that, because you're going to have to go back and clean it up. This is just going to make things a lot easier for the tutorial, because it takes forever to color by hand. So if I do it this way, it'll be a lot easier for y'all. Oops. Don't know what happened. My finger slipped. That's what I thought. Okay, it did that. I have a line break somewhere. Now I just have to find it. Let's see here. Where's that break? I see it. It's right here by her back. Oh, with the inkler. Alright, that should fix that. It sucks, you have to click off everything and do it all over, but it's worth it. You don't need to focus on getting every little thing either, so just get the basic body parts down. The tail. Okay, so now you got all her fur highlighted. It's, you know, one color. So you see all this fur is another color. So what you're going to do, since that's all that's highlighted, you're going to go to the layer below it, and you're going to get your basically like a pen tool or something. Make it nice and big. Go copy that color off the reference again. And now it stays in the line that you had selected. There's going to be a lot of breaks and stuff where you have to go back and color where it didn't highlight. Alrighty. Alright, so then you click off this little guy right here, clear selection. You're gonna take a smaller, and you're just gonna go through it and just attack each little white dot that you missed. It's usually gonna happen in very tiny areas, so they're easy to cover up, and it's nothing big. Yep. And this line art was fairly simple, so there's nothing complex in it like closing. Makes it go by a lot quicker. Right. It's starting to look really good already, huh? Alright. So you're going to do this for a little bit, because you want to make sure you didn't forget anything. It'll be painfully obvious when you start coloring that you had skipped going through this. And nobody wants to see your laziness, because people can see it and be like, oh, they didn't go in there and refine it. Okay. Man, there we go. Woohoo, it looks wonderful so far. I really like that gray. If you get it out of the line, it's okay. Just go back over it. Gotta go in the main. How did I skip that big line? I skipped a really big line. Okay. The tail's got a lot of breaks. There we go. It's about to get fun once I finish this up. You can skip ahead if you need to. So what we're going to basically do right now is all the flats. You want to put all your different colors, you know, like your layers and everything. I mean, your colors on different layers. That's our main fur color. So we're going to open up a new layer and put it underneath of it. We're going to steal this color right here. Well, you want to use a dark color. You want to use dark because you're going to be lightening it later. And do the same thing. Go back to your line art layer and start highlighting. Selecting every strand you see. Or you don't have to get all super in-depth with it. So there we go. Should be the fur there. I'm missing some gray. Alright, so go back to that layer underneath of the main one. And color it in. I suggest when you're doing, coloring, to feel like the colors are flowing together nicely, put a background in it, just a plain background color that's fairly nice, that goes like fairly nice with it. Like I'd probably use like a really light gray background. It makes the colors stand out and you can tell whether they work together or not. So, finishing up all the coloring. I got a text message, sorry. I gotta answer it later. My stupid keyboard goes in and out, in and out. Something's wrong with the connection. Alright, then. It's kind of flat. I mean, that's what they're called. You're doing your flats right now, but it just looks too flat to me. Alright. Now click off of it. And you're going to do the same thing that you did with the gray. So this time, notice you can't color on the gray. You just color behind it, or off to the side of it. The reason this is because your layer is underneath of that first one. That's why I said to put it underneath of it. Makes this a lot easier than most people make it out to be. Okay. So, again, you can just skip ahead if you need to. Just trying to see the fun parts. Oh my god. Keiko's so boring. Sorry, y'all. But if you're here to hear my pretty voice, that's sweet too. Alright, almost done. That probably should be gray, not yellow. Fix that. There's another one somewhere that I blown over right there. Okay. Wonderful. Now you got two nice colors together. And her nose is black. So I'm just gonna put that in the same layer that the hair's on. As for her eyes, again, you want to use the dark colors that you can use, so. A new layer again and put it underneath of that last one. And just fill this in yourself. Because now you're just gonna go right behind both layers. Can't color on either one of them. As much as you want to try. Okay. Oh, look. When you zoom in, you can see you missed something. Whoop. Starting to shape together pretty nicely, if you ask me. Go back over your flats. Make sure that your inks are erased where you want them erased. Make sure you're ready for your coloring. I need to do a little erasing, so let me do this real quick. It's one thing that I don't like about having them on the same layer. Shoot. Okay. Alright. If you notice, she's got markings in certain places. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. She does. She's got markings in particular places. Let's see here. I'm gonna click and steal this color, and I'm going to go back to the gray. Since her fur is different patterns of color, what you want to do is go to that layer, right? Mine is layer 3. And you're going to click this little bubble up here that says preserve opacity. As you notice, the layer says lock. Now what that does is allows you to color on that layer alone. So, let me zoom out. When you need to do the fur patterns, watch this. You're only coloring on that particular layer that you had already colored. It's not going off the canvas onto the white, and it's not going in the hair or the eyes. So, we're going to do all the markings now. You may skip ahead if it's not something you wanted to watch. Okay. Need to steal this color back. I like trying to make sure it's nice and, you know, it looks good. It looks nice and flush with the rest of it. Okay, pausing. Okay, hopefully it's continued. I think it is. Not sure. Okay, so you're just gonna continue. Make sure you have your colors down. Alright, cheeks and around on the neck. Wait, does it go under the eyes? Sort of. There's a bigger brush for this. Make it go by easier. Okay. So, oops, wrong thing. I'll go back and forth for a while. Okay. Let me fix that. It's all off in its own thing. Okay. So I'm gonna steal that color back and oops, wrong color. Do the neck. She's got it on her tail. As you can see from just these two videos, it is a long process. You gotta have a lot of patience. By a snap of the fingers, so. Really, honestly, you just gotta take your time with it. When I first started, I wasn't very patient at all. Okay, now to clean this up, I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Take the darker color. I'm just gonna do gentle flicks. Like so. Go off your lineart, explore a little bit. It won't hurt anything. Stupid keyboard keeps messing me up. Okay. Yay! Okay, there's a tail. Alright. She's starting to look like her. I'm trying to be super careful not to show certain things. Her paw pads. Her chest. Wait, is it just her paw pads or her hands? Her hands, okay. Cool. Steal that color back. Alright. It's okay if you go outside the lines a little, you can always go back and erase it. Clean it up. Make it prettyful. Like so. When you're in this type of profession, or whether you're just doing it for fun, you gotta just really be into your work for it to turn out good. That's one thing I've noticed over time. If you're not into it, your art doesn't look like you were into it. Alright, I'm just gonna have to give in and show boobs. Hopefully YouTube has a filter thing. I need to see her markings. Alright, I think it goes down her tummy. Okay, cool. I guess I'll go back and edit in some stuff. If it's gonna be adult. Oh well. Well, mature at least, not really adult. Alright. I ran out of topics. I might play some music really lightly. Hope it doesn't drown me out. Shoot. There we go. La, 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 la. Okay. Definitely almost there. Pretty soon we'll go get into the fun stuff. By fun stuff, I mean, you know, the full coloring, not just these. Alright. I gotta clean that up. It's all messy. Yay, okay, I think that's pretty much it. Alright, cool. Alright, now the first thing that you want to do is, going through it and make sure everything was the way you wanted it. Create another layer. Now, keep this layer above all your colors, but below your line art. What you want to do is find like a lightish gray. Grab your bucket tool and put it on your canvas. Don't worry, you didn't lose your colors. The next thing that you're going to do is go up here where mode's at. Click new. Click, you know, the little area where it says normal. If mine wants to ever go. It's taking its sweet time. There we go. Alright, you want to go to multiply. And you might not notice it right away, but you go over here to your multiply layer and click it off. It got brighter. Click it again, it got darker. It's very important for you to do before you do the next step. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is go to your line art layer, and I want you to highlight everything behind her. If you can, try to get it all. That was her arm, not what I wanted. There we go. Go to your multiply layer, keep everything selected, go to edit and cut. Now the only thing that's on multiply is come on. Sorry for all these hiccups. I must be having an update thingy. But basically, just the character is now under the multiply layer. see, she's all dark gray. So now you're going to create yet another layer. I'm telling you, these are important though. What you want to do is go back up to mode and make this one under luminosity. Okay. Now it helps to keep all your colors in this palette right here, but I can't seem to get my thing working, so whatever with that, I'm just gonna have to click off to the reference picture. So this is where we're going to start using this watercolor tool again. If you watched my eye tutorial, we're basically doing the same thing. The only difference is that we've made our canvas darker. She is now basically the canvas. So steal this color from her, and I'm going to do the watercolor, make it fairly big. Not too big, but big enough. Now, what luminosity is going to do is if you go light enough, don't push down too hard. But I don't know if you can see it on the recording. But it starts giving it like a highlighted effect. And you just play with it where you think lighting would be, pretty much. At the same time, it's really, really super helpful if you know a lot about anatomy, where bone structures are and muscles and everything. It helps out tons. It's going to take a little bit for you to get used to, but over just a short amount of time, you should start figuring it out that certain shadows, certain colors blend with others. Just keep changing the size. Now these are where the cheekbones would be, so I'd make it a bit brighter than I would below. Then make it bigger and add a little red color. Cheekbone. Okay, now let me zoom out. See the difference here? Go ahead, turn off the luminosity layer. You still have your color work. You didn't damage anything, so if you feel like it messed up, you can just erase it. Now what you're basically just going to do, you're just going to take your color. You're just going to take that color and you're just going to go like crazy with it and just play around with it and highlight. And just try different things. And I've actually been messing up because you don't want to be in smooth 3, you actually want to be at like 13. Because now it's like all stuck into the smooth and it's not all flowy. You probably won't get it right off the bat, so like I said, it's just going to take some practice. It took me a few pictures to get. Other people like to use the marker tool to do it, the little soft markers up here to do basically the same thing. But personally, I don't like them. So I'm just gonna go in and erase what I accidentally highlighted. Didn't need to be highlighted. In the nose and the eyes. And that's really basically the gist of it. There's really nothing more to it. You're just gonna use the watercolor, and it'll give it the painty feel that you see in the artwork that you admire most. La, 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 la. So fun. Again, make sure you erase where you accidentally missed, because then you're just gonna have this really light color where you didn't mean for it to be. There's be a lot of erasing in this part of it. But it starts to shape up after a little bit. For breasts, try to find a big one. There you go. Start at one side and do nice little circles, basically. Doesn't matter if you go off. And try to go as lightly as possible. And then go back up. Dark, not really darken, but you know, lighten it and just keep lightening it. It'll really start to take form. The more you do it, don't do it too much though, otherwise it just won't look right. So there's one. Do it on the other side. Do the circle. And bring it out to the others. You can experiment like crazy with all of this, because there's really no right or wrong way to do it. It just takes a little bit of knowledge when it comes to anatomy, where the sun comes from, you know, like the lighting effects, all that fun stuff. Oh, my phone went off. Oh, it's done. Sorry about that. Ooh, that was loud. Okay, that was my husband. I hadn't replied to him. Okay, so I have to actually go back and erase everything that I didn't mean to put all the way up here. It's one thing about doing this. Ugh. Go away. And then erase the, where the luminosity is on certain areas of it to create your shadows. Okay. So there's part of it. It's starting to shape up. Alright. Go back to your water tool. I'm still trying to understand like abs and stuff myself, so I can't really explain how to do the tummy. I pretty much just go with the flow of it, I guess. Too late. Then again, I don't even think that line needs to be there. So that means I'm going to erase all that I just colored in there. It just makes your tummy look awkward. So go back. Why is it going so dark? You won't see too much because the shadows are gonna hide most of it. There we go. Yay. Okay. Keep on following the same color. I gotta get that same color over and done with, so you don't have to worry about it no more. Let's see. Oh my god, it's terrible. I guess the first gonna work. I mean, I like this fur tool, but it's just... nah. And let's stick with the way that I do it. Nah. Go back to the water. There you go. Over time, you'll figure out where all the fuzzies are supposed to be and where certain things go. There we go. Add in all of this. Tilt. Game over. You know, like pinball tilt. Makes you lose. Yeah, I used to hate that. Okay. Oops, I'm not zooming. twist. Almost done with this color. Now, this is the painty way to do it for, the way you see a lot of artists. It looks really painty-like, and the muscles are, you notice the muscles, but there's like no line art and stuff. This is basically how they do it. There we go. I'm just gonna go back and make sure the hair is on there. Okay. Now, it's starting to look good. Steal this color. Now, you can go on a different layer and just luminosity it again, or you can use the same layer. I usually just use the same layer, but this time I use a different one. I'll start on the legs because they're thick and fat. I'll show you a good trick if I can get it going. That's not gonna work. It's too small. Too big now. Too small or too big, either way, it's not working right. To be honest, the bigger that your brush is, the blendier that it's gonna get. So like the legs and the breasts and certain large features actually come out a lot better than small ones. Okay. Then make it smaller, a little bit smaller than that, and go underneath, like directly underneath of it. Just follow the line out, and it creates like a looks like a muscles right there. It took me a little bit to understand how to do that, but once you get it, you can pretty much apply it to many different muscles and legs and arms, even the back. Muscles can be hard. So we're just gonna highlight that leg, blend it all together, make it smaller so I can get this knee. Looking good. All right. I'll go and fix some of it. 'Cause I like my lines to be just straight. Or, you know, close to just right. Look as I had it. There we go. So there's one leg. too small. There we go. And, like, seriously, in all honesty, that's all it takes. A little bit of watercolor, a little bit of experience with, you know, pen strokes, and the pressure sensitivity. And it starts to turn out really, really nice. So I'm going to continue with it. Wait, no, it's not. No, go away. Make a little light spot right here. Color that. Now, to give a nice bend or whatever, don't color the entire thing. Just color where you believe that you would see lighting, and keep where you think muscles and creases and stuff, and just don't touch them with the watercolor tool. Pretty soon you start having a picture that are really impressive. Alright, always go back. And I did all the legs and everything. Always go back and just erase all the extra. I have a lot to erase. Again, credits from last time. The character is, I think, Lafiel. I don't know how it's spelled, pronounced exactly. And the character's owner is Helsy, or Helsy, sorry. Helsy. And this is an art trade. And I needed to get it done, so I decided to use it for the coloring tutorial. So, damn, it's getting really good. I'm liking it. So I'm gonna go up to the shores, and I'm going to, there we go. Light colors. Light colors. Make it smaller. No, it's still too big. There we go. Come on. Where's my... Okay. Continuing. Let's see here. Where am I at? The thing I love about having layers is that no matter how many times, come on. I don't like that, jeez. No matter how many times I go over the, you know, like the boob or whatever, and it goes lighter, I can just go erase it without messing up what I've already done. Layers are so nice. So. Bigger. That one smaller. I don't think that's gonna come out right. No, it's not. Oh well. Oops. It's like right there. Hands. Hands are not fun to color. Try to draw on the joints, or like keep the joints basically uncolored best that you can. They look kind of skeleton-like, but it does work. And you get your big thing again. Go highlight over that one side. There we go. Color under the arm a little bit, because this is mostly going to be shaded, so I really don't have to touch it. Oh, I got bit by a flea. Owie! Pain in the butt fleas, I swear. Stupid dog, bringing fleas in here. Alright, next hand. Same way as the last one. Color the top a little bit. Like, try to keep clear of like the fingers best that you can. Alright, I'm gonna take, oh, it's not done coloring itself, okay. Well, take, make it smaller, color in your joints from the finger. Try to keep in mind what your lighting is. I constantly forget to do that myself, but I remind y'all. This would be just a side, I guess. Make it bigger. Blend in the fingers at the top to try to get your veiny effect. Okay. I have a, okay, I wish I have a texture. It feels like I got a texture going on. Okay. I just have to do the face and the tail and the ears. You can always go back over with another lumosity layer and actually brighten up what you already did. That's what most people do, but I like it being just barely, you know, just barely kind of there. And I've gotten so used to all the different things that the watercolor will do, like when you're making the muscles and everything, like right there, that little crease right there with the nose. I just made that without even really thinking. The more you use the watercolor tool to play with it and figure it out, the more that'll happen with you. Things will just happen. You'll be like, oh, hey, that's cool. So, I'm actually I'm expecting anyone that's going to try it to get frustrated. It's not going to be easy at first. And for some, it might come naturally. But it won't be easy at first. Awesome. I gotta erase all that in the hair. And then erase right above. Remember what I said about your highlights and your shading. This counts for all down here too. So I'm going to go back over and do that now. I messed that up. Okay. Normally that looks okay. It didn't this time. Probably because of the color. New. Most of it was already colored out, so it's cool. I just erase it like you think the shadows are. I actually just started doing that. I have an email. Subscription to YouTube. Yay. Someone subscribed. I think it said Row Kitten. Thank you, Row Kitten. Okay. Definitely getting there. This is looking really good. Any other mistakes? No, it looks good. Okay. Now I gotta do the ears. And we're almost done with this color. When I highlight ears, I just usually do a lot of scribbles. Straight up fuzziness. Because it's all it really is. It's just fuzz. Again, I just started doing a lot of this type of fuzz and stuff. So. It doesn't always look good, that's the thing. A lot of people have the practice to to perfect it. I want to perfect it. This doesn't look right. Nah. I'll just do it the regular way. I'll figure fur out. So even I am experimenting. But I usually do just use quick strokes for ears. And then I color the very bottom of it. And then I follow it up a little and then I come back down. Shrink it a little bit and try to add the little bit of fur that you can for the effect. Go to your next one. Do the same exact thing. So go back, and this should be the last time that you erase any of these extra lines. Remember, make sure you shade accordingly. Yeah. Alright. So, got the ears, got all that. She's almost done. You just gotta do the hair and that little mane and the eyes. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go on another layer. I'm up to 9 layers right now, so. Okay, and you're going to go to luminosity. And you're gonna go to watercolor. And you're gonna go steal that color off of over here. Now hair's a little funny. Mostly because there's a lot, and when I say a lot, exaggerating, there is a lot different ways to do hair. But there's only like 2 ways from hair to one of them. So. Use your soft watercolor. Make sure you're on the layer, because it's going to be really bright. Most bright and show up, just shine. The way you're going to do this is to make little, basically like that. You're going to try to make them into strands. You might not even realize you're doing it as you go. That's what you're going to aim for. You're going to aim for making strands of hair. And if that doesn't work, you can always try something else. This and pull it down. Just like so. The more and more you go over a lighter color like this, the lighter and lighter it'll get. So keep on playing with it. Ooh, that's kind of blinding. It's going to get really shiny. And it's going to add to your effect. And when you zoom out, you'll be able to tell. So play with it a bit. Experiment a lot. Because you might not do it this way. You might not have never even tried to do it this way. Alright, so we're going to say the light's in the front. And that's going to put those hairs in the back. So I'm not going to have to color those. So zoom out again. Bet you're starting to see it. Another thing you can do is use Howto's clean blur. Clean blur is really, really useful. I use it kind of a lot. If you use Photoshop and not just Sigh, never ever use the burn and dodge tool. It is so painfully obvious that you have used the burn and dodge tool when you use it. And it doesn't make it it's bad, okay? It's just bad. From what I've learned, what I've been told, a lot of colleges don't want you to use that tool at all. So try to steer away from it if you do use it, and try to learn something else. No, that light's not going to be on that side, is it? I hate lighting. I really do. Make that smaller and make a strand there. Alright. Lighten it up, lighten it up. Yep, that's kind of bright. It's starting to hurt my eyes. So we're going to do this. Alright, so if the light is on that side, then it's going to shine over here. On this side. I'll probably go back over it again. And when you do, come on. There you go. When you do go back over it, make sure you do the same thing with the shadows as I told you before. Yay! Okay, got a little bit more. And it's almost done. For the most part. For the most part, it's almost done. Okay, I'm not going to try to make it all super fuzzy. I'm going to try and make it smooth right here. And then go fuzzy as I get through it. I'm still learning how to do fur, but I think I'm starting to get there. It is difficult, I admit that. My nose is stuffy. That's why I stopped talking. I was sniffling. I don't know where it came from. So stuffy. So we're almost done here. Make it lighter right here. I don't like those, that just looked weird. She looks fluffy. Yay. Okay, now when you get rid of the multiply layer, it kind of really brightens up. Not too much. So I usually keep it on and I just play with this thing over here. But that was the wrong thing here. Probably keep it right there, that looks pretty good. But I have to do the eyes and do some final tweaks. So we're almost done here and it's looking great, right? So let's steal this eye color and we're about to do what I did last time with the eyes. So, new layer, luminosity, make it a little bit lighter, watercolor. Okay, zoom in as much as you think you can handle. One. I'm just going to be number 2. And what I'm going to do is actually go lighter and make it a little smaller. Okay, so zoom out. Doesn't look too bad right now, right? But that's just not how I do my eyes. So I go to my eraser, I clean them up a bit, make them nice and round. I go to a dark color. New layer. Put this layer above all of the luminosities. Multiply. Oh, get out of the eraser. Go to this. And just play with the circle and smudge it out. Play with it and smudge it out. Don't forget to erase what you're not going to use. Alright guys, almost done. Smudgy, 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 smudgy. Alright. Make sure the eyes match. Good. Alright. They look great. So go to your line art layer or just add another layer, up to you. Make sure it's white, make sure it's a nice size. And I want you to start adding your little highlights. They can go anywhere. If you have a background and you know you have a bunch of lights, try really hard with reflections. It'll impress a lot of people. I'm gonna try to make it almost match. Not exact, but you know. Alright, now make it even smaller and do them lines. Take any one of your luminosities, go to watercolor, and make sure the eyes are nice and bright. Just make sure they stand out. What you're gonna do is go to multiply, and you're gonna just darken it and smear and everything. Right above the eye, whites. Once you're done with that, you're actually going to take your inker tool. Make sure it's white and make sure it's somewhat small and create highlights in it. I don't know if you noticed, but your whole entire eye gleams, not just like the pretty part of it. The whites also get shiny too, especially when they're wet. So it's something to think about when you're arting. Okay. Poop. Why isn't it working? Oh. Alright, and they have shininess. With the nose, you don't really have to go all out with it. Just go to luminosity, go to watercolor, and go over just a few times. When that's done, go to your line art layer, your white, and create your shine that way. Now, create some little highlights with the white in like the ears, little areas, you know, especially the breasts. The breasts are gonna look round and shiny, so that's weird. Okay. This is the equivalent of using a white gel pen on traditional artwork. It stands the picture out just a little bit, just enough. Oh, and I forgot the tail. Would you look at that? It happens, so let's just go back. I thought I was done. Okay, that's alright. There we go. Yay! Okay, so now I gotta go add that white again to like the tail, get fluffy. No, it's the wrong color. I want white. Yeah, that look bad. Give that a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's alright. Okay. They're like a bright freaking pink. Okay, need white. There we go. Now, she looks funny on just a white canvas. But for the most part, it's done. So I'm just gonna do my thingy here. Add maybe... I don't know, maybe one of these colors. I don't know about that. Kind of bright. It's too dark. It's always fun picking out a nice background. Give that one a try. The blue definitely suits her better. Looks like I have some coloring outside the lines. It's okay. Gotta find the right layer. It's here somewhere. This one? There it is. Just fix it real quick. Now, as you see, that took a while. That's normally how long it takes. So that's actually pretty accurate, except for when I paused it a few times. I don't even know if it counts that in it. Her teeth are blue. Let's erase that. The eye whites are blue. Be careful with some of the stuff like that. Just happens sometimes, though. Ta-da! I'll sign my name in like gray. I'm gonna sign in blue. Be proud of your work. Sign it proudly. There we go. And that's pretty much how I do it. I hope it was informative. I hope it wasn't too boring. And please, you can leave me feedback. Let me know what I can do to make things better. Or even just give me ideas for other tutorials you'd like to see. I would like to elaborate more on coloring and stuff, eventually. So just give me ideas, give me feedback, let me know what you like, what you didn't like. And I'll be sure to answer either in a video or message you on FA if that's where you've seen me. So, yeah, if you put it to use, let me know. I'd love to see your progress. So have a great night, and this will be the last one for the night. And I'm gonna sneeze. Great. Hold on. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna sign off now. Bye. Thank you.